Welcome to Arpin's Profiles in Excellence. Today's guest is Mai Lan Nguyen from Schneider Electric, who will speak about creating a sustainable workforce through open talent market, an innovative new AI program.
Today, I would like to start with a question. What does a company's success look like? Indeed, there may be more than one way of looking at success, and there may be more than one set of tools to describe and categorize what success should look like. Today, I'm pleased to be joined by one of the world's leading companies, Schneider Electric, with Mrs. Mai Lan Nguyen, the Senior Vice President of North American HR Services for Schneider Electric, to discuss with me how Schneider Electric has been defining success amongst their employee talent pool and how they have been putting to use AI intelligence in developing strategies and recruitment tools that can best serve the development of their company in the future.
Today, we are joined with Mai Lan Nguyen. She's the Senior Vice President of HR Services of North America for Schneider Electric. And today, we're absolutely thrilled to have her join us and discuss their mobility program and how they've been ahead of the game in technology and developing their talent mobility programs. Hi, Mai Lan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So, Mai Lan, I've heard you've got this amazing program for your talent mobility that's extremely exciting and it's cutting edge. Can we jump into the situation and identify what are some of the issues that you are trying to solve with this new platform before we get into introducing it?
Yeah, sure. So, I think it's been now many number of years that at Schneider Electric, we've completely embraced what we call our HR digital transformation. And we really have focused our effort in creating a meaningful employee experience. So looking at all the processes that we have and understanding that technology has a huge role to play in providing user-friendly experience and meaningful experience to our people. That being said, if you look at the last 6-7 months and what we had to go through and adapt to those new ways of working, adapting new application, new technology in order to help our people navigate the organization and continue to grow their career has been of the utmost importance. So we started well before 2020 and piloted a very cutting edge, in my opinion, technology, because we realized that we are a big company and still we hear in our employee survey that our people are still wondering sometimes what job they can take, how they can grow. And when we assess and we ask the people who decide to leave, 47% of them, so almost half of the people who leave our company, would say, I didn't see my future at Schneider. I didn't see the next step. And, it's a little bit ironic given our size and given how diverse we are. You can build a career in the company and the cost of hire is high. We want to keep the best people we have. It takes time to retrain the people. So we found that we couldn't just rely on traditional practice of people committees or meetings where we share on an Excel file open position and talent that we know. We reached such a size that we thought that technology could help us and could actually help people find their next job. And that's what Open Talent Market, OTM, we call it, Open Talent Market, was born at Schneider.
And that's a very interesting term to use because traditional is definitely not the word we'd use with the program and the OTM that you developed. I heard that it includes AI as well. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. So the way it works is that, it's an AI platform. So it basically is a platform where you go and sign in. You upload your LinkedIn information or your CV if you have a CV. There's a few minutes of answering a few questions about what you are interested in, your career aspiration. It's pre-populated, so it even comes as suggested because there's some AI. And once you're connected, the platform is going to start pushing you roles, open position, full-time roles that are available in the company, but also projects. So we also kicked off our internal gig economy by allowing people to open projects and get suggestion of projects so that people could even spend part of their time on tasks that are not in their day-to-day role. Last thing that we also enabled is we also enable mentoring, so you can find a mentor on the open talent market.
Wow.
So you don't even have to change role. Like you get when you connect, if you have put the data of your profile in the system, you actually get jobs and projects and maybe mentors that might be, a good fit for you based on your preferences or your experience and what you want to do. And it's as simple
This is
as,
absolutely amazing.
yeah, it's as simple as thumb up, thumb down. When you see the suggestion, you either like it or you don't like it. And the more you do it, the more the AI learn about your preferences and is able to push you even more relevant leads for the future. So it's clearly the best way for us to say employee own their career. It's the first one of the tools that really empowers our employee to decide what they want to do next, but not just the employee, the managers to also be exposed to a much more diverse pool of talent. They don't only rely on network. Now technology can push them people that they don't even know, and it might be a great fit.
Which is fascinating because it really breaks down the former barriers that would have existed. And not only did you take it from a job application aspect, but grew it into task looking for projects as well as mentorship. So, in terms of equality or equity across Schneider Electric globally as well, that now opportunities that may have been closed to some individuals, they now have access and information beyond you explaining the networks of the certain individuals that are running the projects. It's now been opened up across a huge space. How has that affected Schneider Electric and the talent, and how has it affected the mobility program? What are some of the results you've seen?
I think it's a cultural change, right? So you have a technology that enables more visibility and more transparency over what, open jobs and so on. I don't know that it was blocked, but I think it's more a matter of scale, right? And you can't know what you can't know, right? So it's not that definitely now it's a more equal playing field, right? Because you can really see jobs everywhere within the company and even be working without having to move yourself. You could be finding another role that might be reporting to someone in another part of the world, but because it's completely open. So that's one thing. The second is the cultural change is probably the most challenging because you have to rethink the way you think about mobility, right? So let me give you an example. Traditionally, we would say you require your manager approval if you want to change job, or you have to stay a certain amount of time in the current job you have before you can apply to another one. Those are some of the principles that we also broke, right? We believe that it's an open talent market, so some jobs you have to stay 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years depending on the level of complexity, the expertise you're working on. Some jobs you might not need to stay 3 years. You might do a quicker rotation. This is a big change. People are not used to that. In a normal world, you would say you need to stay for. So those are the challenges that we have to face every single day to convince and make sure that people understand the value proposition of OTM and feel comfortable that they may have people in their team that may leave, but they also have an opportunity to recruit as easily as people find the next job. Again, the tooling itself doesn't help, and this is where you need to have a great network of ambassadors, change agents, people who are early adopters that can really help the change on the ground.
I love that you mentioned productivity. How has this impacted productivity in terms of usable working hours for employees? Were you able to capture this?
Yes, we are able to capture it because, especially with the gig economy. So when you look at projects and the amount of projects that were open on the platform and the number of matches and people who have been working on the project, we've unlocked, I think 70,000 hours of labor.
Wow.
So
70,000.
yeah, so that's the
And
equivalent
that's
of
all productivity.
yeah, and on top of that, it makes your people more engaged because they start working on things that are interest. They develop themselves, so they gain new skills that they may not have. So I think it's a win-win all across the board on the upsides.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And that's the word I would have used, is a win-win, because from an employee situation or point of perspective, you now have the opportunity for growth. You have the opportunity for variety, contribution. And from the other side of the business, you're making the best use of the talent that you have in place. And it's amazing that with these days, we're able to cross borders internationally, cross basically the globe, and utilize talent for not only just job positions that traditionally, as you said, there would be an application procedure, maybe management approval, perhaps a certain requirement on how many years of contribution, etc. That all would be, first, I guess you could call them checkpoints, maybe not hurdles, but checkpoints to build more contribution. But at this rate, using the AI program and using the gig economy, you're able to foster an immense amount of productivity for the company,
Yeah.
but also really.
I feel very proud when I see the testimonies of the people who are using the platform, of who found a mentor. And I think it also allows a lot of people who would have never, dare to get in touch with maybe a senior leader or, to kind of do it, because through that platform, you have that possibility to basically, just, say like, I don't like, but, it's kind of easier to create that first connection. And I've had example of leaders who told me that they are mentoring people through the OTM, and they would have never probably met them in a traditional environment. So definitely, it has unlocked not only hours of labor, but it has unlocked the potential of our people. And if only we knew what we don't know, and all of us have skill that we don't use all the time in our jobs. And OTM is a great way for our talents to shine in different endeavor.
That's amazing. And I've heard that you guys are at the forefront of using this system and using AI assisted programs to help the OM and develop technology for the talent mobility. Is that true? Are you guys at the forefront of this?
I think we are. We started, it was in 2018. So 2019, with the pilot, we went completely live and scaled it to the whole company in 2020 with the pandemic. And we really wanted to make sure we were opening it up given we're in hiring freeze and all of that. It's a great opportunity to leverage your internal resources. There's other companies who have been very involved in that the same type of initiative, like Unilever, for instance. But yes, we are the forefront.
Wow. And to our viewers, if you could just talk a little bit about the timeline and how could somebody get started in developing this for their own companies? What advice would you give them, essentially?
I think you need to have an appetite for digital transformation. You need to surround yourself with people who have the right digital skills and ability to change. You need to have an overall system that's open, because we're using a technology that basically rely on our on open API to also connect with our bigger system of information of HR. So you need some people who are comfortable managing that transformation, and you need to have the business case, right? And it's quite easy. Look at your attrition data, your employee survey data. Look at how things make meaning for a case of our people feel that they may not be developing, the level of engagement is may not be as high as you expect, and part of that driver is the perceived lack of career opportunity, and it's quite easy to make that case, right? And then we all have constrained resources, so our recruiters are focused on recruiting externally. And you want to make sure that internally you give the means for the people to do so. So it's not, given also that those applications are pretty flexible, you can do that change. We did it in less than a year, right? It was ready. So it's not
from rollout to a year. Wow.
Yeah, not even. I think the biggest challenge is make it live after, making sure that it remains, it improves, that we understand what we can do better on the application, so it's easier for the people to use it and learn from there. And I guess that's more of the challenge for me, the change management, the cultural change, because this doesn't happen overnight, for sure.
No, absolutely not. Well, it sounds like you've had absolutely phenomenal success with this program. Congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing for our viewers on what is possible to improve your talent mobility programs. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's astounding when you think of it, what Schneider Electric has been able to achieve. With a global workforce population of over 135,000 individuals, through their AI platform, they have been able to achieve what most companies dream of. In the OTM, or Open Talent Marketplace, they have been able to effectively place and position talent for growth, nurturing, mentorship, and new opportunities. We started this segment with a question about success, and what does that look like, and how do we measure it? We see a wonderful example here with Mai Lan, teaching us and showing us a beautiful example of how they have built up, through technology and innovation, an ability to capture the full potential of their workforce, and essentially the full potential of Schneider Electric on a global scale. I want to thank Mai Lan for joining us today, and I want to thank you, the viewer, as well. Thank you for joining us in this segment of Arpin International Group's Profiles in Excellence, as we look at those who are making a difference in the fields and industries that they are working in. I'm Michael Hughes, and until next time, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching the interview, and we invite you to watch the next in the series. While you're here, please subscribe to the Arpin International Group channel. Thank you.